Okay, let's welcome back to the show from House Judiciary, Congressman Darrell Issa. It's good to see you again, Congressman. Let's get right to this story. Let's get right at it. Hunter Biden's lawyer, Abby Lowell, in court today. Hunter's lawyer in court saying, you know, court, toss out Hunter's $1.4 million tax evasion charge. It's a total of 9 tax felony and misdemeanor charges, not paying on time, not even filing tax returns on time. But he's saying, Hunter's saying this is just a political attack from people who hate his father. Really?
You know, it's sort of amazing that, the people who tried to hide this repeatedly and tried to make it go away didn't succeed. So somehow it's political. The fact is, if somebody deliberately made tens of millions of dollars, flowed them through to friends and family and including people last name Biden by using a myriad of shell corporations and then never reported it, they would go to jail, period. And yes, all their assets would be confiscated of the extended family. Nothing like that is happening. He's simply being asked to pay a fine that somebody else apparently has loaned him the money, expecting it never to be paid back. And then he wants to say it's political. Nothing could be further from the truth.
Yeah, and then the president's demanding everybody else pay their fair share when this is going on. So let's get to the story we brought last night from Politico. What do you make of this? The Justice Department reportedly sought information last year about James Biden's activities in connection to a Medicare fraud case in Pennsylvania, where this bankrupt hospital chain got tens of millions of dollars in allegedly fraudulent Medicare reimbursements. James Biden was hired as a consultant to AmeriCorps. Reportedly touted his connection to Joe Biden. What do you think?
Well, what he did was he conned these people before they went bust. The fact is they were a sinking ship. He said, I can help you. I can get you out of it. They gave money just before going out of business, basically, because he didn't deliver. So this is one of those situations in which there was nothing delivered from Joe Biden, as far as we can tell. But certainly James Biden, the con man, took these people in desperate need and took their money. Now, was this a bad corporation? Maybe it was. But the important thing is James Biden promised that he could handle it, make it go away, help them, and he didn't. And that money that he took really belongs to the people who got screwed, including the government, in this con job. So if anything, a bankruptcy judge should claw that money back, because clearly it was in anticipation of their going out of business.
Yeah, there's also this.
Yeah,
you don't know if that's going to happen. You know, Politico is also reporting Justice Department investigators in Florida probing an AmeriCorps agreement that James Biden was a party to. An investor lawsuit alleges Jim Biden got improper payments out of this Third Friday Total Return Fund, which was run by a Jim Biden buddy. It allegedly diverted, $600,000 out of embezzled funds and sent it over to Jim Biden. Investors are suing the fund, saying, the manager looted it by $20 million, gave loans to AmeriCorps, and then James Biden got $600,000, and then he gave $200,000 to Joe Biden. Now, the White House said that was to pay back a loan. What voters don't like to see is anything that smells of corruption. They don't like to see people going to D.C., poor and then coming out millionaires.
Well, you're exactly right. And most importantly, our federal courts, particularly our bankruptcy courts, it's their job to find these kinds of things and claw the money back. Because, in fact, separate from the criminal activity that James Biden appears to be guilty of, there's a real question of whose money is it. When he got it, he clearly knew how he was getting it, and that he wasn't getting it from an entity that had money. He was getting it from an entity that took somebody else's money.
Congressman Issa, thanks for sticking it out with us. We appreciate you tackling all these
Thank you. Have a good
really
evening.
tough subject. We appreciate you so much.